now I'm moving to 13 degree north nursery. So let's go see what are the flowers and plants variants that they have got, and let me see what can I pick for myself. Come. They have colorful bougainvillea plants in the pathway, which is so vibrant and beautiful. So this is the room where they store all kinds of gardening tools, planters, every size of planters, the plastic ones. They have planters in all shapes and sizes. Just next to that there is another room where they store all the ceramic planters. They have ceramic wall planters too. It's a huge nursery, and I must say it's a very well maintained one. Nature at its best. How beautiful. Let me have a look and decide which are the plants that I am going to take along. Na pere Malar. So we have Miss Malar to help us find good plants. Ponga. They had some huge ceramic planters here. You know, the best thing I liked about this nursery is, other than the cleanliness and pricing, they don't misguide you. Not just Mr. Manas, but even the staff. They give you pros and cons of each plant and then leave the decision on you to decide. So here with me I have Mr. Manas, who is founder of 13 Degree North, and I want him to share many tips and tricks to maintain our indoor plants, because I have a complaint that whenever I buy indoor plants, they either die or they turn yellow, and eventually I have to put them out in my balcony in shade for them to survive. So I want him to share some tips and tricks for us to maintain our plants. So here you go, Mr. Manas.
Hi, yeah.
Hello.
So there are a few important points to consider when you're looking to purchase indoor plants. The first one is the type of plant itself.
Okay.
So basically all plants don't do well indoors. So if you see a lot of customers who come, they ask us saying, can we get flowering plants indoors?
Yeah.
So in Chennai, given the heat and the humidity, the range of flowering plants what you can get for indoors is very, very limited. So when you go on, say, Instagram, or you go on to the internet in general, and you look at, say, things like peace lilies, etc., they may do very well in places like Bangalore, Delhi, Bombay, etc., but they may not do so well in Chennai. So that you need to consult with your local nurseries and hope that they tell you the truth about these plants when you buy them.
They don't. That's the.
So that is one important thing.
Yeah.
And the second thing is, when it comes to pots also, not pots, sorry, when it comes to the soil, it is very important for you to understand what kind of soil to use for indoor plants. Because what happens is, locally, so for example in Chennai, the soil that is available is a red soil. And that is basically like a clayey red soil. That is the composition of the soil. So when you use that kind of clayey red soil, it clogs all the roots of the plants when you keep them indoors. And when you grow plants indoors, one of the main, so basically there are two things that can kill your plants. One is pests, the other is disease. So for example, overwatering directly will not kill your plants. Overwatering may lead to rot at the root zone or at the leaf or at the stem. The rot will give the onset of, say, a fungal infection which kills your plant.
Which kills the plant.
So that is what you need to sort of treat, and it is not the problem of overwatering. So now when you consider this clay soil, this red soil that we have, unless you treat the soil, there is no way you can prevent this. So to treat the soil, the best method of treating the soil is to remedy the soil itself. So instead of using red soil, you use something like sand in the mixture. So what we have, for example, we have a product called Magic Soil. So Magic Soil is composed of cocoa peat, cocoa chips, and some amount of vermiculite, perlite, along with all the nutrition that your plants need. Because what happens is red soil itself has a lot of the nutrients that a plant requires. Where when you move to a media like cocoa peat or cocoa chips, it has no nutrition in itself. So you need to add the nutrition to the plants for it to grow and do well. So this is a mix that already has that. You pot it up in that mix, your plants will do much better because it allows the roots to breathe, it allows the plants to grow with the right amount of nutrition. And every few months you can always add some nutrition for it to grow. So adding the nutrition can be in the form of homemade compost or any kind of organic fertilizer like your vermicompost, vermicastings, etc. Or it can even be inorganic in the form of, say, a slow release fertilizer. That is a concept again that is new in India, where you have these granules which are small pellets. You just put them, it looks like fish food.
Okay.
You just put a few pellets in a pot, and for 4 months you don't have to fertilize the
Yeah,
pot.
I also saw something like, a stick, a pencil stick or
Yes,
something
exactly.
where you just insert in the
Exactly.
soil and it.
Yeah, it decomposes over a period of time. So basically those are polymer coated, and the polymer breaks down as you water the plant. So even for the stick, if you water it say 100 times, it will completely just dissolve into the soil. So it takes 100 watering cycles for you to dissolve that stick completely. So the same way you have like polymer balls, granules, etc., which you can use. So these are all new things which not all the nurseries follow, but they need to be aware. At the end of the day, what we find is very
They
important.
should not misguide like how they sold me
Exactly.
saying peace lily will grow happily in your indoor.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So the thing is actually there are two things. One, they themselves should have grown it in that condition for them to realize.
Yeah.
For example, for me, I live in an apartment. So I have a lot of these plants growing in my apartment. My wife loves gardening, my family likes gardening. So we keep the plants at home to trial and see, does this really work for you
And
in the
then
house?
you suggest that
Exactly.
to people.
Then we start suggesting
which
that to
should be
people.
the right way to sell it actually.
Yeah. So that is one. And the second thing is, one thing that we believe here at the nursery, we don't like to grow material that doesn't grow in Chennai.
Oh, okay.
There is no point of bringing, selling, and you come the first time, you buy and go. But the second time you will think twice before coming back
True,
if the plant doesn't grow.
Yeah, true.
So there are, for example, if you ask me very openly, I feel that roses are difficult to grow in
To
Chennai.
grow in Chennai.
They are not impossible, but it's difficult.
Difficult.
So we don't keep a wide variety of roses. But at the same time, if somebody wants to buy, if we tell them we don't have, they may not come back the next time saying, oh, they don't have a variety.
yeah.
So when they buy, we caution them by telling them, see, this is difficult to grow, but we have it. If you want to try, you can try.
Yeah. Is any other tip that you would want to give us?
So basically, I would say main thing to control for indoor plants is the watering.
Okay.
It's very difficult. See, a lot of
So you
customers,
believe the water kills the plant?
water
indirectly,
leads,
yeah, leads
indirectly
to
it
killing.
kills the plant.
Yeah.
But what happens is, see, what a lot of customers don't understand, what we sell is live plants. Finally, the people taking care of the plants here are basically basic laborers with no real education in this field.
Yeah.
So it is not so hard to take care if they can also take care of the plants well. The only thing to keep in mind is it is a live thing. Once you take it home, the care is upon you. Here we have thousands, as you have seen, we have thousands of plants.
yeah.
So it's not like we are giving any special care to
Special,
one type
yeah,
of plant or the other. But what is important is once you take it home, try to understand what that plant requires. Some plants may, because at home the conditions are different to a nursery. Here there is only a shade net, so uniformly they get a certain amount of light, etc. At home you may be in a east facing balcony, west facing balcony, etc. So it's not really possible for you to grow it in the same way we grow it here. So understand, maybe a plant may require watering twice a week, maybe it dries out quicker than some other plant. So once you grow it for the first few weeks, you will get an idea of what this plant requires to do well. And now there is a very large and growing plant community online, be it on Facebook, be it on Instagram.
So
There are
true.
people to help everywhere.
Yeah.
So you just put out simple queries like, my leaf is turning yellow, or something is happening,
1,000
and
videos.
yeah,
Yeah.
there are many people to weigh in and give you comments on how to grow it.
Yeah.
So it is important that we take the advice of others, learn from their experiences and grow it. But the most important thing I would say is your best friends in growing this would always be the people who are in your city, because they are facing the exact same climatic conditions as you and the same problems. So it is always good to have a group of people, say, within the city who are going to help each other out.
Thank you
Yeah.
so much for sharing
Thank
all
you.
these tips and tricks and so much,
Thank
Mr.
you.
Manas.
Yeah.
So that was Mr. Manas talking about giving all his secrets, tips and tricks to take care of our indoor plants, and they are quite helpful. And still, if you have any further questions, you may leave your questions in the comment section. I will check with him and get back to you with the answers. Thank you.